Would you trust someone with your money if they could lock it up overnight without warning? That's exactly what happened when one of Silicon Valley's biggest banks collapsed out of nowhere. The result? Frozen accounts. No access. Empty ATMs. Now tell me honestly, do you still believe your money is safe in the bank? While you sleep peacefully, thinking your cash is protected, inflation is eating away at your purchasing power. Interest rates are falling behind the real cost of living, and the financial system you were taught to trust is slowly breaking down. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 assets that are safer and far smarter than leaving your money sitting in a bank. Some will protect you, others will make your money work for you. And the last one may seem controversial, but it's already creating quiet millionaires. If you care about your financial freedom, stay with me until the end. This might change your future. Asset number 1. Treasury bonds, safety with above-average returns. If you're looking for security, predictability, and better returns in your bank account, stop ignoring treasury bonds. They're essentially loans you make to the government, and in return, you earn interest that's often higher than most savings accounts or CDs. Right now, U.S. Treasury bonds are paying over 4% annually with virtually zero risk. And here's the detail most people miss. In times of crisis, these bonds often go up in value. Why? Because big investors flee risky assets and run towards safety. And those who are already holding bonds, quietly profiting. This isn't the kind of asset that makes headlines. It's not flashy, but it protects. It preserves. You can start with less than $100 directly through Treasury Direct or via platforms like Fidelity or Vanguard. It's one of the few places your money can grow while you sleep without being trapped in a fragile banking system. Asset number 2, real estate, tangible stability, and passive income. While money in the bank loses value month after month, a well-chosen property can do the exact opposite. Appreciate, generate income, and protect your wealth from inflation. Real estate is physical, tangible, and resilient in times of crisis. With the right strategy, it becomes a passive income machine. Even with market fluctuations, real estate always finds a way to bounce back, and in 2025, we're already seeing signs of recovery in urban areas, logistics hubs, and high-growth cities. Rent means money coming in every month without having to sell the asset. And the best part? You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. With REITs, real estate investment trusts, like Realty Income or PRIS, you can invest in property with minimal capital and receive monthly dividends. Of course, there are risks: maintenance, vacancies, taxes. But with smart analysis, real estate becomes both shield and sword. It protects your wealth and works for you, all without relying on the banking system. Asset number 3, gold, the protection that never fails. While governments keep printing money and banks operate on the edge of collapse, gold remains silent, untouched, and valuable for thousands of years. It has outlived empires, wars, and financial meltdowns. And it's still the go-to asset for central banks when everything starts falling apart. In 2025, gold has already passed $3,000 per ounce, fueled by political instability, global conflicts, and growing fears of a new monetary crisis. Unlike money, which can be manipulated by policy decisions, gold is scarce, indestructible, and outside the control of any government. You can buy it physically in bars, coins, or mini ingots, or through ETFs like GLD. It's true, gold doesn't generate income, but it protects. And sometimes, protection is the line between survival and collapse. If even central banks are stacking gold as their last line of defense, maybe it's time you build your own silent reserve too. Asset number 4, luxury items and collectibles, where taste and scarcity turn into profit. While some let their money sit idle in the bank, others quietly grow wealth through art, vintage watches, classic cars, even rare toys. It might look like luxury, but it's strategy. A vintage Rolex, a 1960s Ferrari, or a signed Banksy piece aren't just status symbols. They're rare assets, in high demand and increasing in value year after year. In 2023, a watch bought for $200 in the 70s sold for over $17 million. Certain Lego sets have appreciated over 300% in the past decade, outperforming even traditional stocks. The secret? Scarcity, storytelling, and a passionate market willing to pay more. Today, platforms like Masterworks and Rally let you invest in fractional shares of these assets, making this elite world more accessible than ever. It's not for short-term gains or fast liquidity, but if you have patience and vision, these items can turn style into strategy. And the best part? They're completely outside the reach of banking crises and government controls. Asset number 5. Physical cash, freedom in paper form. It may sound ironic, but cash, real physical money, becomes a powerful asset in times of crisis. When banks shut down, apps crash, and cards stop working, what truly works is paper in your hand. It happened in Greece in 2015, in Lebanon in 2019, and even in the US during the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in 2023. In each of those cases, thousands lost access to their own funds. Keeping a stash of cash at home, stored securely, isn't paranoia. It's smart planning. Emergencies happen. Systems fail. And your ability to buy food, fill your gas tank, or leave town shouldn't depend on Wi-Fi or a bank server. Experts recommend keeping enough to cover 1 to 2 months of essential expenses. Not for investing, for protection. Physical cash gives you instant access, full control, and peace of mind. In an increasingly digital world, paper money remains one of the last true symbols of personal freedom. Asset number 6. Your own business, the asset you control. While the bank decides what to do with your money, your own business puts you in control. We're not talking about launching a massive company, but building something that's yours, that creates value, income, and freedom. It could be an ebook, a service, a digital store, or even a YouTube channel. It starts small, but holds the potential to become your most powerful asset. Unlike the bank that pays you 1% per year, a well-built business can return 100%, 200%, or more monthly. Most importantly, it turns your time, creativity, and knowledge into real money. Think about how many businesses started with almost nothing. A simple idea, a handmade product, a local service. Today, platforms like Shopify, Etsy, or even Instagram make it possible to start with near zero costs. Yes, it takes strategy and effort. But of all the assets out there, this is the only one that grows with you. Because you don't just invest in it, you become it. And no one can take that away from you. Asset number 7. Cryptocurrencies, digital freedom in asset form. You can love it or hate it, but one thing is undeniable. Cryptocurrencies have already changed the game. Especially Bitcoin, a borderless, decentralized asset that doesn't rely on banks or governments. It's scarce by design, with a hard cap of 21 million coins, and operates 24/7 worldwide. In a world where traditional money is constantly manipulated and devalued by political decisions, Bitcoin has emerged as a protection mechanism outside the system. Major funds, countries like El Salvador, and even institutions like BlackRock are now embracing crypto as part of their reserves. Yes, it's volatile. Yes, there are risks. But what used to be just for tech geeks is now being called digital gold. You can start with just $1 through platforms like Coinbase and gradually build your position. The future of money is being rewritten before our eyes, and ignoring it might be riskier than participating. In a world in transition, not having crypto may be the bigger gamble. Freedom doesn't sit in the bank. If there's one lesson the past few years have made crystal clear, it's this: blindly trusting the traditional financial system can cost you. Banks collapse. Currencies lose value. Inflation eats away at your purchasing power while you work harder for less. And your money? Sitting still, losing ground. But now you know 7 assets that can shift the game. Some protect, others generate income, and all of them move you one step closer to freedom, the kind that doesn't depend on politics, banks, or luck. Now, the choice is yours. Will you keep your money where it slowly disappears, or make it work for you? Drop a comment below. Which of these assets do you already use or plan to start with? And from 1 to 10, how valuable was this information to your financial future? I read every comment and love seeing how you're building your wealth with intention. And if this video changed how you think, you know what to do. Share it with someone who still believes money is safe in the bank. Because real safety starts with knowledge.